Let me give you an example of a scene in this movie where two characters are in a sauna talking, and as they're talking, there's this really loud nightclub sound playing in the background that is way louder than them talking. It sounds something like this. So in this review, I'm going to be talking about challenges. Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome to the channel and thank you so much for taking your own time out to check out this review. My name is Mike, and if you're brand new here, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you for choosing to come back once again and visit the channel, or if you're new for that matter. So yeah, last night as I'm recording this video, thanks to my local cinema, Cineworld, they put on an early screener to check out Luca Guadagnino's brand new movie, probably mispronounced that, apologies, Challenges. So this stars Zendaya, we've got Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist. So Zendaya plays a character called Tashi Duncan, who is a kind of tennis prodigy, right? She is so well versed in the game, but due to an injury, she takes a back seat as more of a coach role to her husband, played by Mike Faist, who plays Art Donaldson. Now, he's a bit on a losing streak, and she is his coach, and she's trying to get him back into this and try to get him to be a champion once again, or to that point. However, a surprise turn takes a spanner in the works when he has to face his best friend, or former best friend, Josh O'Connor, who plays a character called Patrick. So I saw the trailer for this movie and I was definitely intrigued. Not by the director's previous work, because he previously did Bones and All. And if you know me in this channel, you know I hated that movie. So that kind of put a damper on this one, thinking, oh no, the director's back again. Please no. But I'm happy to say that this movie is far superior, and I'd watch this movie over that pile of trash any day of the week. Now, in terms of challenges, this movie is a good movie, but it was so frustrating at the same time, and not in a good way, frustrating. So I mentioned a little bit in my introduction about one of the big negatives, which I'll get into in a little bit. But first, you might be thinking, Mike, do you have any positives for challenges? Yeah, absolutely. About 90% of the cinematography is absolutely beautifully done. You will see sweat dripping from these players onto the actual camera lens. Now, I thought that was very impactful. It's also a great way to show how much passion, commitment and hard work these players are putting in respectively into the game of tennis. Very realistic portrayal of tennis. I mean, as you guys probably know, if you play any sports or go for a run or a long walk, you're going to eventually have sweat, dripping from your head, right? It's going to be that warm and your body temperature is going to heat up that much. So I like that there was a realistic portrayal in that in Challenges. I can really admire that. And besides that, the movie is beautifully shot for most part. The performances by Zendaya, Josh O'Connor and Mike Faist are all really good. I think they all give really powerhouse performances, especially for the movie that they're in. Zendaya for me was probably the standout personally, especially as I've seen her in stuff like Spider-Man, right? And back in the day, Shake It Up in Disney, yeah. Some retro days right there. But I think that she did a really good, powerful performance here. She was definitely the clear standout and kind of a force to be reckoned with, as her character is so enveloped in tennis. That's all they know, that's all they breathe to do, that's all they live to do is tennis, and that's everything at that character's forefront, and she is relentless to anyone that steps in her way. The tennis action is also pretty cool. I have watched a few tennis games in my time, and I felt like the portrayal of the tennis matches were very realistic and also very enjoyable for the action that we're given. I also think the music here is done well in terms of the song choices. I quite liked the choices that was picked for most part, but I felt like they fit the accompanying scenes, but also just the vibe this movie was going for, which I felt was kind of stylish, but also kind of sexy vibe it was going for. And I think in those tones, it matched those pretty well. But this is the problem with Challenges. Now, this might just be me, but guys, I have some pretty big negatives with this one, which unfortunately let it down. Now, one of the biggest negatives is the time jumps. This movie whoever edited it did a pretty poor job with the time jumps. So to give you a bit of context, as the movie opens up, we get a present day shot, right? So we're getting shown what exactly has happened in present time. Then this movie decides, oh, well, actually, let's go back 13 years. Okay, so you're like, okay, cool. Let's get a bit of a backstory about our characters, their relationships, and how we've got from A point to B point, right? So that part I don't mind. However, from that point, they decide to go 13 years back, then to the present, then to a week before the present day, then back to the present, then 12 years ago, back to the present, 8 years ago, 2 weeks later, and it's constantly like that for the 2 hour and 10 minutes this runtime is. And it was kind of nauseating to the point where it takes you out of the picture, but not only takes you out of the picture, it is a detriment against itself because the tension that should have really been built and that fueled moment in the finale of this movie and the whole point of why we're trying to build to the climax is ultimately undercut because of all the time jumps and because of the elimination of tension that was genuinely there. Besides that, the biggest negative I have is the sound edit, sound mix, sound design, whatever you want to call it. As I mentioned in my intro, two characters are talking in a sauna, and as they're talking, having this casual conversation, a little bit of like tense conversation for sure, you've just got like this really loud nightclub music playing in the background that is playing louder than the actual characters talking, and I'm just like, why is this music here? But if it's not here, why is it overshadowing our characters talking in that moment when it shouldn't be doing that? But it does that. But not only just that example, to give you another one, right at the start of this movie, which isn't really a spoiler, Zendaya and Mike Faist's character are talking in like a hotel suite. She goes off into the bedroom to see to their daughter, and there's like very maybe quiet music played in that time. As soon as she leaves, you got this really loud nightclub vibe music playing, like really, really loud. As soon as she walks in, like maybe 20 seconds later, completely cuts all the music. Then she like leaves again. You got this really loud music. Then all of a sudden she leaves again, and I'm just like who's made this decision? Like, why can't we have just like subtle music in the background as we're focusing on our character? It almost felt as if they were trying to create a theme song for Art's character, but it doesn't work. And those choices that are made, I personally think was a terrible, terrible decision. I don't personally understand it. I don't know why we have loud beats of music playing in the most quietest of times or the quietest moments that ultimately doesn't fit that scene, or if it does, they amplify it so it ruins that scene. With the cinematography, when I mentioned 90% of it is good, it is, but that 10%, we've got like POV shots and POV camera on a tennis ball. We've got a POV camera on the player themselves, so it's like first person to the point where, of course, of that, it creates shaky cam. And I'm just like, why do we need a first person cinematography shot right now when that plays no pivotal moment in the movie? You get the POV shot from that player looking at the other player on this side, and I'm just like, well, we've just had like a long wide shot documenting on this tennis court the two players. Why are we getting a POV first player person shot right here? It just didn't fit the movie, and there's choices like that ultimately in the big picture of it let this movie down to that point. Yeah, this was a frustrating one, let me just say that. But as I said, for most part, I did like it. So challenges for me, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5 stars. Have you seen this one? Are you going to check it out? Let me know down below in the comment section so we can continue the discussion down there. If you've enjoyed this review, certainly give it a thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe to the channel to check out more videos. Big thanks to all my awesome patrons who helped to really support the channel. You can join below by clicking the link in the description box. Memberships from only £2 per month. In the meantime, click over here, see more content of mine that you may have missed or may have not even checked out as of yet. And until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.